Obviously, we just played, pretty much exactly to our team identity. We played elite defense, offensively to 22 assists, the inside, the outside, the rebounding dominance. And really where we are right now is exactly where we talked about, where we would be when we got together. After we lost the first round game last year, we met in that boardroom, and the three of us sat together and we talked about this is where we were going to be. Wow. So we're exactly where we thought we would be, and obviously we're thrilled to play one more to go to the Final Four.
If we could raise our hands if you have questions, please let's direct our questions to the student athletes first, and then we'll direct them to Coach. Right in front here.
Gavin Key from the London Day. Guys, what was the difference in this game as far as the quick start?
We knew we had to come out real fast on them. They're a really physical team, but we had to come out with the first punch. So that's how you got to come out with teams like that, and that's what we did. And we jumped out to an early lead, and we just continue playing physical, continue crashing the glass. So, yeah.
Right in the front, right
here. Hey, Jordan. Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Congrats. You guys hit 9 3-pointers. I know you've hit more than that in other games, but I think the team hit 9 of those within like 12 minutes left, and seemed like real daggers. What do you think of the 3-point shooting tonight? It seemed like whenever they were trying to make a run back at you, you guys buried them with some threes.
I think it shows that we can beat teams with our inside presence, taking it to the hole, get it to the foul line, and we can beat you in many ways. With the 3-point shot going, we're gonna beat you with that, but if it's not, we'll take it to the hole, feed our big man. We got a dominant big man, so, yeah.
Joe Ruda with the Hartford Current. Andre, can you just speak to your defense and how you guys were able to stop them so much, especially in the first half when you guys were running?
Coaches did a great job with the scout, like every game, and just really everybody bought into it every day in practice. We just really locking into the preparation, knowing what kind of tendencies the guys are going to try to get to. We're in the gaps a lot. Not allowing guys to get straight line drives and stuff like that, and that caused them to shoot some questionable shots and some bad attempts. So, and that leads to stops and low shooting percentages. So that's really what we did, just stuck to the game plan.
Right back here.
For any of the guys, John Fanta, Fox Sports. Why is this team playing their best basketball at the most important time of year?
I think we just have to say we're playing best right now because we know that we have a good team. We play for UConn. UConn is a place, people care about you. People want to see you good. So, we know that we own something to UConn fans. That's why we everything we play. Every time we play, we try to show people wrong. We try to show people we play on UConn. We have something on each other. That's why every time we play basketball, we try to show something. We try to show people wrong. Yeah.
Right in the front row.
Dalman Morey from the Hartford Current. Andre, Coach referenced a conversation that you guys had after, I guess, the first round last year. What are your recollections of that? Where did it take place? What was said?
We were in Coach's office, and he really just told us, things are going to change now. And he had told us we're all captains and that we also, hold part of that on our shoulders, too. We're going to take part of that blame when you feel that pain. So we really just, from that moment on, from that day on, we just all held each other to a higher standard and just told each other that, we're gonna push for a national championship. We're gonna push for that type of standard every day in practice, and we're gonna hold each other to that.
Okay, we're gonna take a question from Zoom. This is from Dan Tortora. Go ahead, Dan.
To each of the student athletes, just what you can say about having the energy of Coach Hurley and just what that's meant to you, how you feed off of his energy, and how you really did believe the words that he said when he said that you would be back, but in a different way this season and get farther.
I say this all the time. Coach Hurley's my favorite coach I ever played under. It gives me the confidence, gives me the green light. He believes in me. So just hearing that, saying that after the season, I knew how to change my game in a big way, how to take a big step, and that's what I did. Worked on my game all summer, worked really hard, met with these guys all the time, talked about what we wanted to do, our goals, and so, yeah.
Another question on Zoom, Chris Heidel from Herb FM.
Hey, this is Chris Seidel from Hermiston Radio in Baltimore. Congratulations on the win. This is for Jordan. You were perfect at the free throw line, 9 for 9. Is it something that you've been working on during the year to be good at the foul line, or is it something better with your 3-pointers?
Absolutely. I mean, as a shooter, you gotta be able to hit free throws. I mean, the easiest points you'll get in the game. So, yeah.
Anything else for student athletes? We can, okay, right down here, Bob.
Yeah, this would be for Adama and Andre. You guys out-rebounded. They've been a plus 16 their first two SEC or NCAA tournament games. You guys, I think, out-rebounded them 43-31. What was the key to out-rebound them like that?
Yeah, coming to the game, like in practice, Coach Charlie was saying like, this team is very tough. They're going to try to like tough us out by going to the offensive one. Like, and we know too, like rebounding is one of like important thing for us. That's one of the things we do great at it. So, like we were like we work on that like before this game. We're like in our mind we're like, they're going to try to play tough, but we can still like tough them out. Yeah.
Another Zoom question from Dan Tortora.
And yet going to all the student athletes, just to be in this moment right now as you reflect on all the adversity that you went through, what has been maybe that turning point moment for each of you this season that you felt was that moment where you saw this team starting to shift in the right direction?
Go ahead. I mean, we had a really tough January, but we played in a really tough conference. So we knew we had to flip the switch, and when it hit February, I think that's when things changed for us. We started to play better. We knew that time was coming where guys had to step up, and we got a team full of guys that can step up. So, yeah.
We'll take one more Zoom from Chris Heidel.
Hey, this is Chris Seidel from Hermiston in Baltimore. Hey, Jordan, one more question to ask you. You're 40 minutes away from going to Houston. What are you going to do tomorrow to keep yourself from not getting so excited?
Practice, stay with my team, prepare for the next game. So, yeah.
All right, nothing else with student athletes. We'll excuse them. We'll take questions for Coach Hurley. Oh, do you have another for student athlete? Okay. Ed, back here. Where's my microphone? We can bring some microphones over to this side, please. It's coming to you, Ed, right here for Ed. Madison, can you bring a microphone over? Go to Ed first, back here in the back, third row back. Thank you.
Ed Graney, Review-Journal, Las Vegas. Coach, the three that just left, what did you know about them intangible-wise that when you had that meeting, they could become this?
Yeah, I just thought that, you'd have a kind of a do-it-all, all-out action player in Andre, right, a facilitator, a defensive stopper, somebody that would ignite our transition game. You obviously you had the low post dominant scorer, and then you had the big time shooting guard. So I apologized to them for not having enough around them in that New Mexico State game in terms of enough shooting and enough different ways to open up things for them, and that I'm going to build a roster around you. You're going to have enough help around you, both through Donovan and Caravan coming in, and then some strategic additions via transfer, that we will not be back in this same position feeling like we do again next March.
Okay, right here, and well, either way.
Gavin Key from the London Day. There's a play where I think Tristan misses a three. Andre flies in for the rebound, kicks it back out to Jordan, hits it. When G makes plays like that, how does that kind of change things?
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a unique player. I mean, he's maybe, the most exciting player in college in a long time that maybe doesn't average like double-figure points, right? Like Andre Jackson, when he's playing, you can't take your eyes off of him, getting you extra possessions on the offensive glass that leads to open threes, because those are sometimes the best threes you get. And then what he does in transition when he takes it off the defensive glass, and he's our best post feeder, and we've got two dominant big guys.
Okay, right here.
John Titel from Hoops HD. Coach, you just won a Sweet 16 game by 23 points. Your son's on the court. Your dad and your family's in the stands. Your college coach is doing radio on press row. I don't want to oversell it, but where does this rank among the best days of your life?
Well, best day of my life was when I met my wife, Andrea, and got married, right? I got to obviously say that, and I actually mean it. Some men wouldn't mean that. I mean it. I would just say, basketball for me, there's, as a player, it wasn't a joyride. My career, fired at Rutgers as an assistant, high school coach for 9 years, had to prove myself at every level, and I'm proud of the way that my career has unfolded, where I've had to prove myself at every level I've coached at.
Come front right here, then beside that.
Joe Root of the Hartford Current. Dan, 5 years ago today was your introductory press conference at UConn. What sort of goals did you have on that day, and where do you feel like you are right now in terms of getting to those goals?
Well, I feel like it's coming. There you go. You have that now, right? I did that at Villanova, so I'm sure that will play some with our fans. I just feel like we've built this thing the right way. Obviously, when I got the job, it was pre-portal. It was pre-portal and NIL, so you couldn't fix things as quick. When I took the job, you actually had to rebuild the culture and rebuild the talent base. It was a different time then. I'm just proud of the way that we've built this thing. We've built this with classy individuals, in Luke and Kamani and Tom. But I got 3 guys that are head coach caliber that have helped me build this, and we got just an incredible group of players. So we get the right type of people, and we got great culture, and we're right where we thought we'd be.
Hey, Dan, Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. I think you hit all 9 of your 3-pointers in the first 29 minutes, and it seemed like, barrage. He got three free throws on a foul on a 3. Just how big were those 3-pointers, would you say?
Yeah, just because they made a little bit of a run. I don't know what we were up, 27 or we were up 29, and they cut it to 21 or 22 or something. So, but that's, in non-conference, we're 15-0. Obviously, when people see us for the first time, it's a great advantage to us because we're not a ball screen heavy team. We have a lot of movement on offense. We've got the 2 centers that can dominate a game. We're a unique team to play against if you haven't seen us.
Right here in the middle.
What was that?
Excuse me.
I didn't. Yeah, well, we make threes a lot, and it's hard to get threes versus Arkansas because they do such a great job. They get such great length on the perimeter. Those guys are so athletic. But again, when you have dominant centers, it creates pretty good looks at 3. And I thought, we probably could have made 1 or 2 more.
Okay, right here in the middle.
Keegan Brown, UConn Student Television. Dan, Jordan had 0 points in the first half in both games, both previous games in the tournament. He had 10 in this one. He led all scorers. What was it that you said to him? What was it that you coached into him going into this game that allowed him to really put pedal to the metal?
Well, the St. Mary's game was a different type of game. He got in foul trouble in the first half, so he didn't play a lot in the first half of the St. Mary's game. And against Ione, he just missed. He got really good threes. We just talked about we needed to start fast. We couldn't play a first half like we did against Iona or St. Mary's, or we would likely be down at the half. And you just didn't want to get behind, this Arkansas team. They were a 13-loss team coming in. So, we knew that if we played at a high level, they potentially could start to fracture a little bit, because, just the way their season's gone.
All right, we'll take a couple of questions off of Zoom here. Christopher Heidel.
Hey, Coach Hurley, this is Chris Heidel from Hermiston Radio in Baltimore. Was your defense tonight, is that the best your defense has played tonight, or do you feel like there's a couple more games in them?
I thought we guarded Alabama great, because Alabama's like the hardest team for me, to guard in the country with all the answers they have. But this was right there. Our plan was to, try to take away paint points and make them shoot perimeter shots, tough 2s, middies, and make them shoot 3s, which is a little bit different than what we try to do defensively. But I thought, Kamani crushed it with the scout, and we just got in the gaps and made them, kind of one-dimensional.
Another Zoom from Dan Tortora.
Coach Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. You had spoken about the history over the last few seasons at UConn. From the moment that you decided to take this job to where you stand right now, there's a journey that a coach takes behind the scenes that nobody sees. What are you most appreciative of that journey that you've had so far as you sit here tonight?
Just the way we've done it, the way we've done it. I mean, we're not transactional program. I just think that we recruit great people that want to come to UConn for the right reasons. We don't lie to them. We don't cheat to get them. We develop our young players and, mix in transfers to supplement. So we're all about player development. We're all about our culture. And just the way that we do, the way that we go about things, I think is, I'm proud of. I'm proud of how we've gotten here.
One more with Bob, and then we're going to let Coach go.
Dan, I know the first two NCAA tournament games, I think you were up one, or down one, then up one. Today against Arkansas, a pretty good team, you're up 17, I think. What was the difference about the first half, and how big was that? I don't think Arkansas ever led.
Yeah, we just, we got off to a fast start offensively. I mean, we were really sharp. Our passing was sharp. I thought we just had a great mix of, creating openings for our shooters, feeding Adama and Donovan in the ball screen game and in the low post. We were coming at them from so many different places offensively. I think we just had them on their heels, and then when we did get defensive rebound opportunities, we were able to, to create some things in transition. I just think we were able to get them on their heels like straight away in the game.
Coach, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, Mark, we got names on who we got.